Hi, happy Sunday, and welcome to episode number 3 of the Tranquil Cottage Knits podcast. I'm your host, Michelle, and it is a lovely Sunday out here at the Tranquil Cottage. It is we're supposed to have thunderstorms later, so I wanted to kind of get out here and get this done pretty early. I know some people have actually gotten to watch the podcast. I've gotten a little bit of feedback, but then I'm having some problems with the hosting, so that's something I'm working out. So just bear with me, and they're all probably going to disappear and then return as a big chunk. But I'm getting that worked out. Hopefully that'll be done today. No administrative things or anything like that, but I do want to answer a question that I had from somebody. They had seen when I had I think it was my Wild Goose Shawlette that I had that on the needles, and asked me what needles I was using. So I wanted to show the needle set that has become my absolute preferred needle set. I used to get individuals. I love the Addie's, Addie lace. I started on like Susan Bates. Those cables are way too stiff and inflexible for me. You used to drive me nuts. I tried the trick where you dip them in boiling water, and then that lets them get the curl out. But as soon as I would wrap them to store them, then it would happen again. And so I started storing them straight, and it's a pain. So I tend to like the really loose, flexible cables. I also prefer circulars. The reason I prefer circulars, I know there's a lot of old school knitters out there who like the straights. My reason for preferring the circulars is when you start knitting, all of the weight of your knitting, if you're on straight needles, starts on your left side, and as you knit the stitches over to the right hand side, the weight transfers. So you're kind of starting with the weight over here and moving the weight over here, which isn't such a big deal when you're working on maybe a washcloth or a baby sweater. But when you start working on blankets, and when you start working on sweaters, coats, just larger items, that can cause some pain. And I dealt with some shoulder pain for a while, and thankfully that's kind of resolved itself. But because of that, I really prefer circulars. It helps keep the weight of the object that you're knitting centered, so I get less hand fatigue, less arm, shoulder fatigue, less wrist fatigue, no carpal tunnel problems. And then the other thing is, to knit things in the round, I need circulars anyway. If I can knit back and forth on just circulars instead of having to have straights and then also circulars, it helps the budget because I don't have to buy 2 different sets of needles. So I don't have to have both. I can just use the circulars for everything. And I've tried a few different brands. Obviously, the Hiya-Hiyas. I like the Hiya-Hiya Sharps. The ChiaoGoo Sharps. I think they're the red, don't quote me on that. Anyway, but I like those. I tend to like sharper points. And I have, I believe, 2 sets of Knit Picks. Some of them, from when we moved, some of those sets of Knit Picks, some of those needles are actually still in projects that I have not yet unpacked. More than not having unpacked, I haven't found. So I haven't found them even to unpack them. So because that is the case, some of them are in storage. When Massdrop, which Massdrop is a website that has items from the manufacturer, really great discounts, usually really great prices. Massdrop had a circular set that from a brand that I love, Knitter's Pride, and I love carbons. Love carbons for my sock needles. But when Massdrop had this set, I went ahead and just did it. It was an amazing price. So they have fast become my preferred needle set. Some of the reasons for this are they don't unscrew. I have problems with the Knit Pick sets sometimes unscrewing on me. I've never once had a cable come out. And let me grab them here. I brought them out so you guys could see them. This is the set I have. It's the Knitter's Pride Melody of Life. And it's very cute, little rainbowy piano box. I have 2 sets of needles that are actually out because they're in projects at the moment. But it came with this cute little storage box, and then underneath there, it came with a little pouch, and in the pouch were the cables, different colored for the lengths, and then came with some stitch holders, and then it has, sorry, neighbor's truck. It has the little end caps and these, so you can extend the length, and it came with all of that, as well as 2 pairs of earrings, which, see in there, they're rather cute. That has become my preferred needle set. Let me grab one of the larger ones, so hopefully, let me grab a dark one too so you can see it. One of the other reasons this has become my favorite is the sizes of the needles are printed so very clearly. You see that? There's my US size 10, 6mm. It is just so clear on all of them. I don't need to carry a needle gauge on me. I don't have to guess. I know exactly what I'm pulling out. And if you make the needles loose and roll them around, they sound like wind chimes. Bonus. Not really important, but this has really become my go-to set. And so everything that I have on the needles right now is on this. So that is my preferred needle set. As you can see, each different needle size is actually colored differently, which does kind of help at a glance, but realistically I don't need it because the sizes are printed so clearly on there. And that's why this has become my absolute favorite go-to set. I must say, Knitter's Pride absolutely in no way is sponsoring this podcast. They just happen to be one of my favorites. So, there's that. And then, if you're a knitter listening to this podcast, you probably have never heard of something called Journey Blooms. You may have, but Journey Blooms is essentially like a scrapbooking company. My aunt is a Journey Blooms coach, and through her, I've become a Journey Blooms coach. I've been a coach for almost a year now. I don't scrapbook though. I will occasionally make a card, but what I've actually been using the products for is decorating the house. Their stamps are wonderful. They have inks that I can use on glass. So one of my projects, I'll show when I finish it, is a mirror for my bathroom. And I'm doing the bathroom in like shades of gray, like shades of gray with like silver accents. And so I was able to take this boring plain mirror and actually stamp this really pretty kind of Baroque silver pattern all the way around it, and it's really, really lovely. Then it kind of lets you liven things up a little bit. So I've been using their products, and my new favorite thing, actually, that I just got is my Journey Blooms tote. I am using this now for my knitting group. When I go to knitting on Wednesday nights, it's got space for my keys, my phone, because, I don't need to carry the whole purse and everything in here. I throw my wallet down in it. It has 2 pockets, and then there's the space here, so I can chuck a project down in here, put a project down in here. Lots of room for the little accessories and things for my needle holder, my measuring tape, all that stuff. I love, because I already spilled stitch markers in here once because I do that. This little thing in the bottom comes out so that I can pull the whole tray out and collect my stitch markers. So I really like that. It's got a multi-level zipper pouch on the front that comes out. And I know, like, was it 31 has something similar to this. But really, I just like this one. This is so functional for me. Clip my keys. It's just super functional. It's nice and stiff and sturdy. It's got the handles. So that is my new favorite gadget. And it is a Fun Stampers Journey product. Fun Stampers Journey product. If you're interested in finding out how to get one, just message me. I can absolutely help you make that happen. But I swear I love this thing. So that's my favorite thing of the week. I just love it. So we have that. Next, I guess we can move on to knitting. My Wild Goose shawlette is finished. It's actually drying right now, but I did take a couple pictures, and then maybe I could pop on over and grab it. Since we're sitting outside, I figured I would just lay it out and let it dry out here. But I did take a couple pictures to put up on the website. But I don't know if this is going to be bright enough. You see that? And no, not really. Okay, that is a horrible, horrible failure. So let me go grab it real quick. The other thing that kind of pushed me to do it was Amy Beth, the Fat Squirrel, was talking about using some of the Cloudborne yarn lines, and she seemed very pleased with it. So I went ahead, took the jump, still got it on sale just in case, and I'm really loving it. So that is the Drachenfels shawl, and I pulled up a picture of it for you. And that is in Cloudborne Highland Sport. And there you go. You can see that is the Drachenfels shawl pattern. It is such a toss-up as to whether or not you guys can actually see that, because it's so bright out here. It is bright and it is sunny, and oh my lord, it is hot. It is warm. So I would love to know what you guys have on your needles. So feel free to message me, post in a group. I started the group on Ravelry, so Tranquil Cottage Knits. You can find me there. I am very interested in doing custom yarn colors. So if somebody has a project in mind and would like to do have a custom yarn color done, let me know. I'm starting to have a lot of fun with dyeing, and I've got some projects in mind that I want to dye for. I'm hoping to also start doing a few mini episodes in the middle of the week. We live in a really lovely community area. It's country, but it's just lovely. The people are kind. The area is beautiful. So next time we go to the coffee house, maybe for knit night, something like that, I want to start taking you guys with me and showing you around a little bit. It is also my goal to start hosting on YouTube a virtual knit night. So hopefully we can get all that going. Callie, what do you have? Crazy dog. She'll eat rocks all day if I let her. So I'm hoping to start hosting a virtual knit night, and just kind of a place where we knitters who don't necessarily have a large knitting community can get together, laugh, joke, knit, show off our knitting. So I'm still working out the logistics of that. My husband, who is quite tech savvy, is kind of helping me with that, as well as helping me work out the kinks in my hosting. So other than that, um, I hope you have a wonderful week. I will be talking to you soon, and thank you for coming to hang out with me on this glorious Sunday. Bye. Well, that didn't work. Oh, okay. I gotta figure out how to edit better.